Listen, I used to be doing some dumb when it came to my skin, but I have seen the light, and I'm going to impart on you 4 ways in which I help to prevent hyperpigmentation from ever happening again. I done recognized my acne triggers. There was a time in my life where I was committed to wearing baseball caps on top of my weave, and I was just committed to that. And what it was also, I was committing to was getting pimples all up on my forehead, which, after the pimples were gone, I had all these dark spots on my forehead, and it took me about 9 months to clear that up. And I learned very quickly, stop with the baseball caps, girl, because it's making you break out. Another trigger for my skin, hair and hair products. Now listen, I like to play around with the hairstyles, every now and again. But what I don't do the bangs, because the bangs have the product and the oils and all that other stuff just getting all up in my forehead, and then my pimples are gonna pop up. I don't do that. And most hairstyles that I try to keep the hair off my face. Even when I'm wearing a wig like this, where obviously the hair is gonna be in my face, I ain't wearing a wig all day. I'm probably just wearing this wig when I'm on camera here, or when I go out. As soon as I get home, that wig go right back on this wig head. I am also very mindful of what goes on my skin. So when I do wear a wig, I'm not gluing this down. I'm not putting any adhesives. I have only once put like a little bit of hairspray, and then after that I was like, oh, let me not do that anymore, because I don't want to risk it. I'd rather you see my lace than for me to put some kind of product on my skin that's gonna break me out, and I gotta spend all of this time to get rid of the dark spots afterwards. My period is also another trigger for my acne. That time of the month, hormones is just all jumbling up in my body, causing all kinds of havoc on my emotions and my face. Now, while I cannot completely control the havoc that my period wreaks on my body, I can kind of prepare for it. So I'll try to limit how much of the foods that can kind of trigger a hormonal response in the skin that can lead to acne. Now, we did a video with Acne Expert on that, so make sure you check that out. I don't completely eliminate them, but I do try to chill a little bit on those types of foods. I will also start to prep my skin, so maybe I'll start to break out my 2% BHA liquid from Paula's Choice. So having that salicylic acid on the skin can help to clear out the pores so there's not so much gunk in there that can, add to more breakouts. All of us are different. If you have a huge problem with hormonal acne, it is a good idea to speak with your GYN and perhaps your dermatologist as well, because there may be something that they can prescribe for you to kind of even things out and help you out a little bit. Lukewarm showers. Now listen, I have talked about how dry skin can lead to inflammation that can lead to hyperpigmentation. So, your ashiness can be contributing to the problem. So I take lukewarm showers because hot water can zap the skin and it can increase transepidermal water loss, which those of us of color are already suffering from. When I get out of the shower, I towel off when my skin is still a little bit damp. I moisturize my skin. That helps to lock in that hydration, and it helps to prevent additional transepidermal water loss. I also wear sunscreen even in the wintertime. I work from home and my skin is almost always out, just not, today while I'm filming this video because I just threw this sweatshirt on. But there's a window here and UVA is getting in, and we know UVA, along with punk-ass visible light, both worsen pigmentation. So I just do myself a favor and I wear my sunscreen anyway. And it's not as arduous of a task as people think, because when I tell people that I wear sunscreen on my body in the fall and the winter, they're like, oh my God, I gotta moisturize my skin anyway, so what's the difference in just putting some sunscreen on as well? And sometimes the moisturizer that I'm using has sunscreen in it, so it's like you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Does this completely eliminate body hyperpigmentation for me? Not really, because I'm clumsy as hell, and then I got a cat, and he played too much. Cat Williams, he cute, but he plays too much, right? And he's always scratching up my legs. There's things that are always going to happen, but does that mean that I'm just going to throw in the towel when it comes to trying to prevent most hyperpigmentation? go. Number 3, I stay in my lane when it comes to skincare products. So I do wind up trying more products than the average person just based on what I do for a living. But if you haven't noticed, I mostly stick to things like cleansers, moisturizers, and sunscreens. Essentially things that aren't going to make a change to my skin, and I'm not constantly trying new things all the time. I make sure I take my breaks. And then when it comes to trying actives like vitamin C and retinoids, I ease my way in slowly. Right now I'm using prescription tretinoin, but before that I was using this Olay Retinol 24, then I bumped up to the Retinol 24 Max, and then finally I said, you know what? It is time for me to graduate to tretinoin. Now, let me tell you something though. Not everybody's skin is the same. You may need to stay at that starter level for a while because your skin might be particularly sensitive, and that is fine. Listen, man, skincare isn't a race. You don't need to go all hard and fast with these high percentages, using it all off in tons of blazing and just trying to hurry up and use everything that you can to hurry up and clear your skin. Slow down, son. Now, of course, everyone's skin is different, but if you have never tried something before, you want to go low in percentage and slowly introduce it into your routine. That is a much better and civilized way to mitigate irritation than just slapping stuff on your skin and hoping and praying for the best. You also don't need to have 50 million, thousand, gazillion skincare products in your routine in order for it to be an effective routine. As a matter of fact, the more products that you have in your skincare routine, the harder it is to figure out the source of irritation should something go wrong. Now again, everybody's skin is different. Some people are able to tolerate having all of those skincare products in their routine. But how would you rather find out if you can? By slowly introducing it or slapping it all in there and just effing up your skin. Now me, I personally like to find multitasking products because I just ain't got the time. I love me some skincare, but I ain't trying to be putting all of this and then third and to the 10th power and use this at night and use this at 2:34 p.m. EST exactly on a full moon. I ain't trying to do all of that. So I look for multitasking products that can give me the most benefit with, you know, me doing the least, because, you know, that's how I like to roll. Now, some of y'all probably not gonna feel me on this, but when it comes to excess body hair, I tend to leave it alone. Now, I'm more apt to get rid of it in the warmer months, but if I'm not in a bikini, it's Busch Gardens, yo. A lot of our hair removal methods can lead to inflammation that can lead to hyperpigmentation. Whether it's the act of the hair being yanked out, or maybe it's the removal method itself coming in contact with the skin, it can lead to some discoloration. So the less I remove the hair, the less I have to worry about that. Ditto when it comes to my face. Now there are some solutions. You see, a lot of people have hyperpigmentation along the jawline and underneath the chin because y'all out there plucking facial hairs. Now me, myself personally, before I got laser hair removal on my face, I would use some method of dermaplaning to remove the hair, or I just left it alone because to me, I'd rather have facial hair than dark spots. Now, laser hair removal is amazing because it helps to permanently reduce the amount of hair that is growing in a specific area. I have had it done on my face. There are videos on it, so make sure you check that out. You can also get laser hair removal on other parts of the body. And yes, there are lasers that work for black and brown skin. However, make sure that the person using them has plenty of receipts, copious receipts, that they know what they're doing with our skin tone. Because last thing you need is to get a laser hair burn. Look into getting your hair removed by a pro, because pros know what they're doing. But make sure again that you go to pros that have copious receipts when it comes to skin of color. I would not recommend plucking your hair at home. No, 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 no. It has steered too many of us down the wrong path. Shaving or dermaplaning might be a better option for you to remove facial hair than to be plucking it out. It's less likely to get the issues that is going to lead to hyperpigmentation there. Now, big misconception about shaving, that it makes the hair grow in thicker. That is not true. What happens is sometimes when you shave, you probably are cutting the hair uneven, so it feels different, but it is not thicker. So can we totally avoid hyperpigmentation? Our skin does a lot of reactions to things like bug bites, acne, scratches, burns, sun exposure, you know, the list goes on, right? Our skin is always going to have a response to these traumas by producing more melanin, and you know, that's the dark spots that you're gonna see. But you can try your best to avoid situations that you know trigger you to get something that is going to result in hyperpigmentation. Now, it's your turn to do the talking, because I'm kind of running out of scenes and stuff. The cat over there yelling and screaming at the door. Let me know in the comments, what are your ways that you try to prevent hyperpigmentation in your lifestyle? Share that down below. Follow me on social. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz. The links to follow me will be in the description box, and I will see you fine folks in my next video. Bye guys.